What do you think the turning point when Netflix realized that we don't have to be over 50 years in Hollywood, a Warner Brothers, a Universal, a 20th Century Fox, that we could do just as good or a better job, and we could quickly ramp up, and we could possibly be bigger than these people and create better content than these people? What was the turning point for it? Because in the past year, and what it seems like is coming down the pipe from Netflix, it seems like it's going to flip the whole industry on its head, in a good way.
Yeah, who's seen Stranger Things? Yeah, all right, I guess it's more young people. Yeah, House of Cards, Orange is the New Black, Narcos, season 2 is out. You know, I've been involved with Netflix for 13 years since it was private. Luckily, you know, what an unbelievable stroke of luck that was. There weren't many internet people back then, and so they were like looking for somebody who understood the internet. You know, and the likelihood that we would figure out, that team would figure out how to tell stories rather than distribute other people's stories was low. Like even I would have predicted it was quite low. But this one was also born of necessity. It was born of necessity. We, you know, at Netflix, as we grew our DVD subscriber base and then the streaming thing began to happen, we realized that we were highly strategically exposed to other people's oil. Okay, our economy ran on other people's oil, and if we didn't discover our own oil, we were going to be in a compromised position. And so we have a really fantastic team of people who were supported by Reed, the CEO, and the board of directors to make major investments in figuring it out. And you know, Netflix is now, you know, it's probably the biggest spender, you know, of creator of content in Hollywood. You know, if it's not this year, it will be next year, and it won't slow down.
But are you surprised ramping up at such a
Yes.
quick stage, not only how fast it was done, but even the first couple of television shows, and now movies are being done, the first couple of television shows, each one is some of the best content ever before on television. You mentioned Netflix, Narcos season 2. How many people in here have seen, obviously, everybody's seen House of Cards and Orange is the New Black, most people. How many people have seen Narcos? Whoever thought that basically a show that's half subtitle, that is one of the most suspenseful, entertaining, historical shows, are you just surprised that
We have a guy named...
It's unbelievable basically to take their earliest shows, and each one is a massive hit.
You know, we've had some failures too, but we have this great guy. His name is Ted Sarandos.
What is his background?
You know, he's been at Netflix a long time.
Right.
He was he bought content. He had been at one of the one of the studios in kind of a DVD distribution role prior to Netflix hiring him. But we hired him 13 years ago, I think. We had no idea what a giant, mighty oak that Ted would become from this kind of acorn. And just he turns out that he has a gift of a gift of taste, a gift of bringing people together and not making them feel bad, being a person that people want to do business with. And he had a lot of money. And he allowed directors like Jenji Cohen of Orange is the New Black she could do things that the other folks wouldn't let her do, and tell stories in a way that she wanted to. And so the artists wanted to work with Netflix, and they still do, because we give them a lot more freedom. We have 90 million or so subscribers around the world, which is bigger than any other media company has for subscribers. So we can actually take more chances and spend more per episode because we have so many of you who are subscribers, and that's not slowing down.
It's interesting because Ted and Netflix model is a fascinating one of new shows, because some of the talent, without saying their name, on the Orange is New Black and some of the other great Netflix shows have told me that they prefer to work with Netflix over almost any other studio. And my question always to them is, why? And their answer is, when I do a show, the industry that they're in is a sketchy industry, it's not stable, and when they do a show, even if it seems like it's a great show, it's usually just a pilot. That Ted and Netflix, they say straight up, want to give you complete creativity, number one, but most importantly, number two is, want to do a 10 episode buy, a full season of whatever, how many episodes that is,
Yeah.
if it's House of Cards or whatever, 12 episodes, and for any actor, no matter how big or small for them, it's a stability thing, and it's somebody that seems like they want to invest in you, the talent. Is that the feeling that you get?
Absolutely. I mean, that's why the artists want to come. Now, you could say that's a goodness of humanity that we're doing it, Netflix is doing it out of the goodness of their hearts, but the strategy, the fundamental economics of Netflix business allow Netflix to do this. And this is because there are 90 million or so people who pay Netflix, approximately $10 a month. And we can support a huge amount of content investment, A, and B, Netflix is really good at using data to figure out where the audience is, even for niche type things. Okay, and so while ABC can't carry that, Chelsea Handler show, okay, or the Aziz Ansari show. Have you guys seen that? Master of None. It's a really fantastic show. Like one of the majors can't really carry that because you know what? The audience is kind of global. It's a little niche. It is a really interesting audience, but they can't carry it because they can't make the numbers work. Netflix can make the numbers work.